time for war. Hello again. This is Warzone episode 1. Let's get started. This set is made by Matthew. Well, actually the doors are made by Matthew, but, well, not made by him. He suggested to put the doors up there, and I suggested the blanket on the door, over top of it, make it look like it's not just white. So let's get started. This is the matches for Monday Night Raw, and what I think of them out of 10. Okay, the first match, DX versus Legacy. That was a pretty good match, but I think out of 10, I think it's a 6 out of 10. Okay, the next match, MVP versus Big Show. That match was horrible. It was a squash match, to say the least. Big Show had the upper hand the whole match. I didn't like that match at all, except if you liked Big Show and didn't like MVP. But I don't like Big Show that much. So I give that match a 4 out of 10. Next match, Maryse versus Eve. That match was not really good either. It's like it was like a one-handed match, like somewhat a squash match, but not really. I give that match a 3 out of 10. Okay, next match, The Miz versus Kofi Kingston. That match was alright, but I didn't like it that much, so I gave it a 4 out of 10. Okay, the next match after that, Gail Kim versus Alicia Fox. It was, it's slightly better than the one before that, the Maryse versus Eve match, but I still give it a 3 out of 10. Next match, Sheamus versus John Cena. This match was pretty good, but until Randy Orton interfered and attacked Sheamus and DQ'd the match. But RKO'd Sheamus. That was pretty good of a match, pretty good. And I liked it when he was about to DDT John Cena, and John Cena reversed it and hit him with the attitude adjustment. Okay, let's do the next match. Next match, well, that's it for Raw. Okay, now ECW matches. There were only 2 matches on ECW. The first match was Christian and Kane versus William Regal and Ezekiel Jackson. That match was a pretty good match. I especially liked the ending when when Ezekiel Jackson hit Christian with that move and then pinned him. So I give that match a 7 out of 10. Next match, Zack Ryder and that new tag team, I don't know, I haven't really paid attention to their names, versus the Hurricane, Goldust, and Yoshitatsu. That match was pretty good, but not quite as good as the first one. So I gave it a 6 out of 10. The next is the SmackDown. First match, CM Punk versus Triple H. I liked that match up until that dumb bald girl attacked Triple H and DQ'd the match. So I give that match a 6 out of 10. Okay, next match, Chris Jericho versus R-Truth. That match wasn't that good at all. Just wasn't really, it's like I don't know how to say it, but I give it a 4 out of 10. Next match, John Morrison versus Drew McIntyre. That match was pretty good. All back and forth and outside of the ring, inside the ring, using the steel steps, kendo sticks, the belt, all a bunch of stuff. I give that match a 5 out of 10. Okay, next match was it wasn't really a match. That when Layla was dressed up like Mickey James, but in a fat costume and making fun of her and all that crap. So I give that a 0.5 out of 10. Yes, 0.5 out of 10. Okay, last match, Rey Mysterio versus Shawn Michaels. That was a really good match. Back and forth. You never knew who would win. And then Batista interfered. And that was what killed it for me. Okay? We like to do something else about the show. Our Superstar of the Week, Match of the Week, Show of the Week, and the Superstars of the Week for SmackDown, ECW, and Raw. And here's Matthew to introduce that. Come on.
Okay. We're doing like the superstar for each brand, and then we'll have
Who we thought was best on that brand.
and then we'll have a superstar of the week. So first of all, on Monday Night Raw was John Cena. Second on ECW was Ezekiel Jackson. And on SmackDown was Rey Mysterio.
And out of them three, the Superstar of the Week is... Yeah, that's right, it's John Cena. We think all those selections were pretty good, but when John Cena reversed that DDT off the middle rope, that's what put it over the edge and turned it into a attitude adjustment. That was a pretty cool, the reversal. And we think that the next award will be the Match of the Week. Match of the Week was just done tonight on Friday Night SmackDown. Of course he ruined it, but the Match of the Week is Rey Mysterio versus Shawn Michaels on Friday Night SmackDown. We really liked that match up until Batista interfered that match. That was kind of a good match. And next is the Show of the Week. All the shows this week have been pretty good of what we've seen in wrestling. But the one show that stood out is... Yes, we think the Show of the Week is Friday Night SmackDown. This has been all I have to say so far, but let's kick it to Matthew.
Okay, as you may have noticed, I have my symbol on my hat that you saw earlier, and then I have it on my shirt, smaller cut out of it, and I have it on my back, and the scenery here is kind of put up that I designed. That's pretty much it.
This has been episode number 1 of Warzone. Make sure to check out Warzone episode 2 next Friday or Saturday. Goodbye.